This one's a bit more esoteric. It's my word of the week. Supreme Court strikes down Chevron, curtailing power of federal agencies. Why this matters? When they tried implementing a vaccine mandate at the federal level for all companies with at least, 100 employees, it was under this precedent set by the Supreme Court, I think in 1984, that federal agencies can interpret the law as they choose. The ATF has used it to create bans on things like they tried banning the pistol braces, saying, you know what, we believe this is the case. And we argued this on the show. You can't just decide a law is. But that was the precedent. Supreme Court said no. Now it's going to be back to the courts. They say, by a vote of 6-3, the justices overruled the landmark decision Chevron v. Natural Resources Defense Council, which gave rise to the doctrine known as the Chevron doctrine. Under that doctrine, if Congress had not directly addressed the question at the center of the dispute, a court was required to uphold the agency's interpretation of the statute as long as it was reasonable. But in a 35-page ruling, Chief Justice John Roberts said it was fundamentally misguided. Elena Kagan dissented in an opinion joined by Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Notice it's always the evil justices, the left ones who are trying to. In what reality is it constitutional to accept that a bureaucratic agency can make law? The ATF said, we hereby decree pistol braces illegal, and if you own them, you will go to prison. So you know what we had to do when they passed this rule? I said, okay, I talked to my lawyer, and he says, take the braces off and remove them. Separate them from the domicile in which they are stored, and then you are allowed to have them, just not attached to the weapon. So I have to make these changes based on the federal government bureaucracy decreeing that is not how this country is supposed to operate. Surprise, surprise, the liberal justices are evil. But there you go. There you go. They say, although the Chevron decision upheld Reagan-era EPA interpretation of the Clean Air Act, blah, 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 was generally hailed by conservatives at the time, the ruling eventually became a target of those seeking to curtail the administrative state. And so here we are. This may be, ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest changes to happen in government, one of the biggest victories for those that believe in freedom and oppose big government. The idea that the agencies now cannot act of their own whim. Did you get it?
No, dang it. I'm too slow with the pillow, sorry.
But now it's your turn to talk, so.
We're talking about the three-letter agencies, FLY, F-L-Y, should die. No, I don't know. The Ketanji Brown Jackson doesn't even know what a woman is. She's not a biologist. So,
basically, this means if the ATF wants to ban something, they can't just do it. They can't issue an executive rule where they're like, you can't have, they said you can't have short-barreled rifles, so we think pistol braces are. Nope. Now they're going to have to be like, we can't do that. Congress has to act. And the courts have to decide.
The next is to repeal the NFA completely. Because
Hey, right,
all
why
gun
not?
laws are fake and gay.
Well, I think I'm hoping that Hunter Biden can actually get a lot of this overturned. If Hunter Biden... I got him.
You got it.
I got him.
I saw it zap.
Somewhere Mike Pence
hear
is
that?
crying.
Yeah.
Did you hear the snap?
Yeah.
Saw it.
Anyway, what were we talking about? I got the fly.
Hunter Biden's going to save gun laws in America.
Yeah, someone explain that. I'm going to check on the fly.
Okay, I will, but I any two-way person in the audience knows I'm going to fumble this, but I support you guys. I hope you're doing well. So Hunter Biden was convicted of falsely filling out this federal form because it said, are you addicted to drugs? And he said, no, not currently, even though he had just gotten out of rehab and was about to go buy crack cocaine, but I digress. But the argument is that the form is unconstitutional. It violates Second Amendment rights, which I actually sympathize with enormously. And it's this weird dynamic now where Hunter Biden has been convicted of something, but actually a lot of conservatives feel as though the crime on which he was convicted is actually unconstitutional. And so hypothetically, he is now, his appeal on this case, which again, hypothetically, could go all the way to the Supreme Court and challenge this law that he has been convicted on, would be backed by 2A people, but have Hunter Biden as the poster child as he turns around and says, get away from me, I'm a Democrat. It's fascinating.